welcome. Thank you all for coming and attending to the 2017 DPAA Video Everywhere Summit. Okay, that was nice, a little delayed, but okay. Hey, Avi in the front row again. Yeah, every time I speak, you're in the front row. Avi from Oath. Listen, anyway, we're going to talk today, as I mentioned, about the power of connectivity. We all realize the power of technology. Technology's enabled us to garner and mash big data, to utilize new insights, to better target audiences, and enable DSPs, SSPs, and exchanges to buy and sell media. It's done wonderful things. At the same time, they keep pushing the boundary with technology of programmatic addressability. We're going to talk a lot about that today, and also go where no human has gone before. But I ask you, where do we humans, especially those of us in media marketing, also need to go? We need to connect. And to connect better with other humans, not just with algorithms, that's important too, but connect with other humans. Human connectivity is the key for creativity, ideation, successful partnerships, business development, and revenue growth. We need to connect to move products, to sell brands and services, and therefore to do what's needed to keep growing this economy. This is why we're here today. We're all here today to connect with ideas and stories from our amazing speakers, to connect with each other. There's vast knowledge in this room, and there'll be great knowledge on this stage today. To connect brands and screens and video everywhere. To connect brands and screens and location data and visual detection data, Wi-Fi data, purchase data, plus all useful data everywhere. To truly embrace the power of connection and the power of screens. And very importantly, we're here to connect the digital and physical worlds. No one does this better than our industry. Regarding our industry, I'm here to report the state of digital out-of-home advertising is very, very good. We've made great strides this year in screen deployment, software development, programmatic executions, Nielsen data, Geopath data, Ground Truth, formerly XAD data, and all of this has led to precise targeting, better accountability, real-time ads, retargeting, premium inventory, and with data location companies like Ground Truth, we see huge increases in retail sales. All of this brings value to our ad partners at the agencies and at the brands. Plus, of course, great growth in ad revenues. We're here to celebrate all of these accomplishments. This is why we're here. We're proud to have launched this year the DPAA Industry Programmatic Standards with technical and creative specifications. Developed with our programmatic partner, Prohaska Consulting, a real specialist in programmatic, they're based upon the existing IAB and RTB standards. Our programmatic standards are now being used by the sell-side platforms, Rubicon Project, Broadsign, Hivestack, Do Media, Vistar, and on the buy side by Adelphic, MediaMath, DataZoo, and other DSPs. I'd like to acknowledge and applaud the programmatic leadership that Clear Channel Outdoor has shown on the media owner space, Broadsign and Hivestack, as well on the SSP space. And this is all taking us and the DPAA and our members in a great and very important direction. We're working with our members and the ad community in utilizing all of these tools. Plus, we developed the DPAA Impression Multiplier to increase programmatic adoption, and that's already been adopted as well. This year, we've also launched the DPAA Sales Training Seminar to help us really understand how to talk to agencies, brands, clients, and the whole advertising ecosystem. We also launched our Chief Digital Officers Forum, where all of the digital leads and our media owners come together to exchange ideas, best practices, and grow the business. And as digital crosses borders, 20% of our membership now comes from outside the US, even as our domestic business is rapidly increasing. In fact, I'm excited today to welcome our friends and members from Australia, Canada, Brazil, France, Germany, India, Japan, Korea, Panama, the UK, and Saudi Arabia. In fact, we're going to have a little surprise of something that happened in the UK a couple of weeks ago that Tim Bleakley is going to show us. So where does this all lead? Digital out-of-home media revenues worldwide are up 13% this year. with the U.S. estimated to expand 10%. This leads to over $3 billion in the U.S. and globally at $13.4 billion for digital out-of-home media. These numbers from PQ Media's 2017 Global Out-of-Home Forecast coincides very well with PwC's report that digital is the key driver for today's out-of-home expansion. We're also very excited that the Media Village Jack Myers report is forecasting another 12.8% growth for us in 2018. And Jack does some terrific work in really doing an accurate forecast. This is all very good, especially as the rest of the ad market, my friends, is very lukewarm at best. In fact, our growth rate, along with digital and mobile, is higher and exceeds all other media. Something to be proud of. Today, we come to celebrate this growth and talk about what's ahead. This is why we're here. We come together today for marketers and agencies and media owners to learn, engage, and connect. This is why we're here. And as we continue to connect the digital and physical worlds, let's remember, 90% of retail sales occur offline in the physical world. DPAA members reach consumers broadly. One of our networks, GSTV, reaches more 18 to 49s a month than any single cable network. And for delivering news audiences, captivates partners like Amex, The Gap, Citibank, and others advertise on this network that reaches more 25 to 54-year-olds than Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and Rachel Maddow combined. What a combination we got there. Boy, this is why we're here. Today, we'll hear from major global brand leaders at Microsoft, IBM, some great players, CMOs at Farmers, Citibank, McDonald's, Hulu, heads of advertising at T-Mobile, plus an array of others. It's a great group on stage today. We'll be seeing how their brands connect, you're hearing this theme again, with consumers. Also, we've got thought leaders from Leo Burnett, Group M, the New York Times, and CNN, who'll deliver personal and professional stories about, once again, connecting in today's busy, busy world. We'll hear about the role of creativity and the importance of storytelling. We'll hear how brands modernize and connect with culture, society, and then some great talk about how brands can and should be more purposeful. This is why we're here. Because nearly half of millennials and Gen Xers don't watch any traditional TV. Because Nielsen actually tells us that half of the US sees our screens every month. Because I'm speaking with you and you can see me fully above the fold. Not to take any shots. This is why we're here, my friends, because we are people and we crave human interaction, engagement, and learning, plus connectivity. We're not bots. Thank you for getting it. One of our former speakers, great master of media and #2 person in publicist globally, Rashad Tabakawala, says we're now entering the third age of connectivity. He speaks about how we'll now be connecting and using artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and augmented reality. And I'm proud to say that our industry, and you in the room, are leading already in this third age of connectivity with these and other smart technologies. For example, Lamar Advertising, they serve real-time Chevy Challenger ads based on the cars that are seen on the highway in front of the screens. Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy Tipo? Great smiling face over there, terrific guy. Also, we have Intersection, and we got Dave Etherington, who'll talk later. Intersection, a leader in smart cities because of the great New York City phone booths you see being beautifully transformed, or as they call it, responsive cities, helps United Airlines. They showcase efficient, real-time airport travel times. Zoom Fitness enables gym goers to plug in and retrieve their data from exercise machines. Screen Vision and AMI and movie theaters, bars, and restaurants are now truly digital companies. They're interacting, they're enabling customers, consumers, and brands to interact all the time. Screen Vision, or the first screen, as JP likes to call it, at 40 feet high, delivers unmatchable emotional impact and reach. And then AdSpace. AdSpace does a great job of targeting State Farm insurance campaigns directly to either homeowners with one set of campaigns or renters or auto owners, depending on the nuances and the data driven from mall traffic of who's in front of the screen. And then, of course, not only is Intel one of the world's leaders in IoT, but as a DPAA board member, they lead the charge in this industry for data and accountability. All of this is leadership in this third age of connectivity. We connect the digital and physical worlds, plus brands to consumers. So this is why we're here today, because we at DPAA highly value connectivity. We're proud to be the connective tissue to today's advertising system to our members. We connect our members to the right business partners. We connect them to marketers, to agencies, to knowledge, to innovation, technology, to guidelines and standards. We connect them all and help accelerate our DPAA members' businesses by all of these tools. We are here because this is a safe zone for brands. It's a little subtle call there. Because screens everywhere can be bought programmatically. Because you know, the best time to engage with today's multi-screen consumer is at the right time in the right place. Because this day is about you and all of you and our great speakers today, about you connecting, learning, and engaging. Because we are digital out-of-home everything, and this is the 2017 Video Everywhere Summit. Welcome everyone, let's connect, and now let's kick off the show. This is why we're here. So everybody, thank you for being here. Those of you that have been here before, you're kind of used to some of this stuff. We are a familial group, we're kind of a connected group, so I don't spend too much time up there. But as I'm looking around, I heard that my friend Bob Leodis was going to be here today. Is that true? Is Bob here?
He's here.
Where's Bob?
Right here.
Bob, hey!
I had to get a good look at you.
Hey, good to see you, pal. I like that kind of pinkish shirt. It goes with Hive Stacks pink around your neck as well.
See him? Color coordinated.
Good to see you, pal. Wonderful. Bob is a dear friend. Bob, if you don't know, then you got to leave the room. But Bob, if you don't know, is the head of the ANA. He's the CEO of the ANA. He leads an amazing conference, the ANA Masters of Marketing, and they really have done a terrific job of connecting everybody and really making the ad world transparent. You had a call to arms. You alerted people to the problem, with a little Dave Morgan in the background.
Yeah.
And then you took a bit of a risk. I mean, everybody can stay under a chair, but you came out and you did what's right, which is really what we need to do more of these days. Tell me, how's it going? How's the transparency coming along? Are people just being more open with their business, and you're leading that cause? So tell us a little bit about it.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations on this conference, and thank you for having us here. We're making progress. We as an industry have to work together. We have to connect together to be able to satisfy the issues that we have in the industry. Mm-hmm. We call them the dark side of the issues, whether they're transparency or viewability concerns or fraud issues or whatever. And that includes brand safety as well.
Yes.
So brand safety is a very, very significant area. But the most important thing that we have to do as an industry is to connect with each other and provide truth in advertising, so to speak. We have to connect the facts. We have to connect the dots. And that requires us all to be honest and straightforward and candid with each other. And we're starting to make progress because we don't want to be talking about dark side issues anymore.
Oh boy.
We want to talk about creativity and brand building and growth.
Yes.
That's the essence of that. And when we connect to that, we're going to be very, very successful.
Wow. I got nothing to say. You've done that work, and you've made it happen. What do you see coming for the next year in progress of this? What's kind of the plans, and how's it all going with the forays and all that? And
well, first of all,
your forays, Forays as well.
Very good. He's very clever. We're making progress on a number of fronts, and that's because what we've tried to do is to shine a light on areas that we don't know. I mean, quite candidly, there are many CMOs that have been involved in these issues, or better said, that they weren't involved in these issues. And what we've been trying to do is to connect them to the facts and information so that we can make better, more intelligent decisions, so that those decisions can lead to the connection to being brand safe, to eliminating fraud, to being fully transparent. And our relationships with the forays, improving.
Good.
Marla is doing a great job.
Yeah, great
We love
leadership
the
over
work
there.
that she's doing.
Right.
We've reached out. We do a lot of work together. And so very, very pleased at the direction we're heading.
Great. I can see a smile on John Costello's face. John is the CMO's CMO.
There he is.
He's been COO and CMO of Home Depot, Procter & Gamble, Dunkin', and he's smiling. So if he's smiling, you're doing a good work.
Good show.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
pal.
Barry. It's great to be
see
here.
you, man. Wonderful. Let me maybe grab this. As you can see, he's doing God's work for our industry. It's so important, and I'd love to get to the point where we're really focusing on creativity, innovation. And then the important part of what's going on too is data. Data is very key. And our industry is gaining great data. Thank you. I could see a little bit as you dim the lights. That's great. As I mentioned earlier in my speech, Intel is leading this charge. We have our two great board members from Intel, Maroon Isaac and Jose Avalos. I think Maroon's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on in data and getting to more attribution in the industry. Oh, and you've got a mic, so you don't need mine. Maroon Isaac, please.
Well, Barry, again, thank you so much. As you said earlier, our industry is doing some amazing stuff. You said, we are the medium where a marketer can really reach the consumer at the right time with the right message. You said we have an opportunity, and I would say a massive opportunity, to bridge the world of online with the physical world. This is actually the opportunity in front of us. What we must do, in addition to all the stuff that we're doing in the area of real-time measurement, data and attribution, and ROI, we have an opportunity actually to leverage technology, and technology is playing a foundational role in enabling all of that. We have an opportunity to put us at par with other digital mediums. This is what the marketers are actually now expecting. They want to reach a custom audience, a target audience with very little spill, very little inefficiency. Right. And so with technology, I believe with the advent of AI and computer vision, we have an opportunity to really solve this, to bring analytics at the edge of the screen, make every screen audience and contextual aware, and put us at par, if not better, than the other digital mediums. And mind you, like what you said, we don't have all the other issues that the other digital mediums have.
By the way, could we get some water here for our speakers and myself? Thank you.
But the other point, and under the leadership of the DPAA, we launched the committee work. We have some super smart people on the committee, technology providers. We have AdMobilize, Quiviti, we have Hivestack, Bullseye, we have Ground Truth, Dan and team, and we have also the media owners on the committee. So Intersection, Screen Vision, and others. We're making a ton of progress, and I commit to you, and actually the committee commits to you, that by the end of this year, we will have actually the first, the 0.5 rev of the spec ready for review by our members.
Well, I thank you for leading the committee, which is important. And once again, we need leadership to help drive this forward. You mentioned the technology for visual detection. Not only does it say who's in front of the screen, but male, female, age, and engagement on the screen, which is really interesting to see how focused they are in true engagement, not just not watching.
True. We already have the ability as an industry, as a digital at-home place-based media, to understand massive geospatial data sets in terms of where the consumer is, where they were, and predict actually where they're going, and leverage this data to help marketers engage those consumers with experiences that are relevant.
Good.
What we have an opportunity, sorry, one more point. What we have an opportunity to do is actually bring the analytics at the edge and make the screen audience and contextual aware. And the combination from an end-to-end perspective, from a measurement, is going to really set our industry apart from the other digital mediums.
So I want DPAA members to get on this committee. If you're not, work with Maroon's leadership. Intel, really smart folks, as you can see. And I want to thank you for your leadership on the committee, because this is how we get stuff done. Thank you so much. A hand for the work that Intel's doing.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to bring up a longtime friend who was here with me 5 years ago when I first got here, opening up the summit, and then a new friend, as opposed to your old dog. Please, everybody, welcome from Talk Stoop, from NBC USA, and Verifone in the taxis, Cat Greanleaf. Nice to see you.
Boy, are you doing?
And Cat, who's your friend, Cat?
Norma Ray.
Norma Ray. And how long have you had Norma Ray?
Just about 4 weeks.
Wow, I'm sorry about the passing of your other dog.
Thank
I
you.
apologize.
Yeah. Oh, look,
She's
she
cute.
she's sad too.
Norma Ray, is that?
Norma Ray.
Norma Ray. Oh, you make a movie sometime? Very nice.
She's
Cute.
very pro-union.
Amanda, we'll take this one home, Amanda.
May I just say, you have come a long way in 5 years.
Well, thank you.
Polished, right? Charismatic. He's pulling from the audience. He's making people laugh. Let's give it up for Barry.
I just watch Talk Stoop all the time and see how to talk to people. That's
Watch something else if you want to learn anything real. You know, the other reason I like you is because you're the only person I know who's been involved in cabs longer than I have.
Thank you very much. I know. And as a born and bred New Yorker, I've definitely done that as well.
Awesome. So, okay, 5 years ago, I'm sure a lot of people were here. Since that time, the space has blown up. Explain to me why. I mean, I know why, but
Yeah, well, I can tell you. Norma Ray doesn't, so I'll tell Norma Ray.
It's the dog.
You know, you can almost look at it as a perfect storm, or a you know, kind of three legs of the stool, whatever metaphor you want to use.
I would never use those two together.
Together,
at all. They don't.
Okay, right.
That made no sense.
Which one do you like?
Strike
Kat?
it. I like the
You pick
stool.
one.
I want to go with the stool.
You want to go with the stool? All right,
I
get
don't
the
find
stools in,
stools
get out the
perfect.
chairs. What's happened is that on one leg, as you may say, we become, largely due to devices and mobile phones, we become a mobile, and we've also become an urban society. So what's happening is that people don't need to be home anymore to get content, to be entertained, to talk to friends, to receive email. So we basically, as a society, are spending more time out and about. Kinetic measures this at about 70% of our time is being sent out. As importantly, we've also become an urban society. Just recently, McDonald's moved from Naperville to Chicago. Google took their office in Dearborn and went down to Detroit. We have Google and Facebook and big corporations no longer moving to Connecticut and Westchester, but they're now
They're all at 770 Broadway.
They're in the city, and they're in Brooklyn or whatever. We've become an urban society because that's where the talent is, that's where millennials want to be, that's where the excitement is. So between being in fact, the figure now is almost 65 to 70% of the Western world is actually occupying populations in urban centers. So between being an urban and a mobile society, people are spending more time out and about seeing these great screens. So that's A. At the same time, when you go inside the home, what's happening is that media is fragmenting it at best and declining at worst. Radio, television, press, every medium inside that desktop viewership is down.
Television.
What's that?
I still work in TV. So
Well, yeah, you can still watch NBC and USA, especially Talk Stoop. But in fact, a lot of the television that's doing well is Netflix, over the top, and they're not really advertising models. Even desktop viewership is way down, and desktop advertising is down. So we have a case where people are spending more time out and about, outside. Inside, you have a situation where media is not doing what it used to do, and advertising is having a tougher time to connect. And then, out-of-home advertising is now digital. So you could have great video like you. So you could have interactivity. So you could have great data. So you could have programmatic. So all of the qualities that have helped build the digital advertising markets are now inherent in the outside market. So people are spending more time out. Millennials are reading out more often than any other group. Inside the media is declining, and outside is digital. So that's a long-winded, three-stool answer to your question, Kat.
Three stools? Went from
I went from three legs to three stools.
3 cups of tea.
Yeah, right.
So, all right, so when people are out and about, what are they seeing on these screens? Besides Norma, who obviously has made quite a splash.
Norma Ray. Is she in the show now?
You think I have them carrying this dog around for my health? I do nothing if it's not for the show. Like,
Great. What kind of dog is she?
a little old mutt.
Great. Wonderful.
True story, though, I have 2 black and white Great Danes that are 130 pounds and very tall, and they're a throuple now.
Oh, really?
Yes, the 3 of them
A throuple.
together. You've never seen anything like it. It's
Very
so
cute.
cute, yeah.
Very cute. Yeah, what's happening, and once again, because of digital, we can put video on, so great programming like yours. We also do a great job of putting on public service, intersection, alerts people what's going on in the city at different times. In buildings, you've got Captivate that's interestingly pushing messages. You know, so many times we've got to pull messaging and news out to where we want to get in. You've got to figure out what site to go to or what area you want to go to. It's great when you're in an elevator and they're telling you what happened in good news or bad news.
Right, no choices. They just let you know, yes.
And we need more of that pushing too, so our screens do that. In fact, Intersection's done some great things, like when great notable people had passed away, they put it out, and we've also seen scores of the US Open. So there's a lot of great content. Gas station TV's got terrific sports, news, and entertainment while you're pumping gas, and so it's got content, programming, and advertising, not just advertising like in the old days.
Right, and I think it answers that question that every advertiser is wringing their hands over. Where do we find them? Where do we find them?
Right.
That's where. That's where, Norma.
That's where it is, Norma, right.
So if you had to play your Carmack the Great role, what do you predict next for Digital at
Rich
Home?
Goldfarb does one of these ones like this, Carmack the Great.
Remember?
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is a great increase in data through visual detection technology, and as I mentioned earlier, the Ad Mobilize and Quivity technologies can really tell who's in front of the screen and a lot about the audience. But once again, it's important to mention there's no personally identifiable information. It all becomes digits, it's aggregated, it's anonymized. So I think we're going to see a great expansion in terms of data, and also in terms of programmatic is going to grow nicely. And everything that's happened in the digital world will now happen outside the home.
So once we have that better handle on exactly who's watching, will that mean that we can charge more? Because we're getting direct
Yes,
eyeballs.
well, yes, because that's true. In fact, it's a great question, because if you look at every time media research has developed to the next level, from, say, diary to meters in television to people meters, every time it's got more precise. There was always anxiety because it's a more critical measurement, but you also really were able to embrace the value and then further target audiences, which also drives a higher cost per thousand, which will work for you.
Yes, I would like that very much. So I understand you have some awards this evening. I understand I'm not receiving one, so thanks for nothing.
Norma Ray's getting one, though.
That'll be just my luck. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're going to have my friend
about
Joe
why you
Mendes.
didn't know.
Oh, sorry.
Kidding.
Could we please give an honorary award to Cat Greanleaf?
I mean, I'm the grandmother of these things. Oh. Who's been in longer?
Really?
Yeah, the Del Fusco's commercial has been in longer than me.
Yes, that's
it.
right. There's been a lot of
It'll
those.
never die.
Yeah, I think he needs to do a new one, that fellow, maybe.
I don't
We'll
know.
talk to our
He's doing pretty well.
I know, and the restaurant is too. Excuse me. So my friend Joe Mendes, who runs Media Post, has organized, we're going to have the Creative Digital Out of Home Awards. So this show will end towards the end of the day, and then we're going right into the same area we had lunch, and we're going to see awards from different sectors, different media, and different advertisers and brands, and some real creative, great stuff. So I think that starts around 6 or 6:30, and it'll be great. It's a good, nice award show. It'll be
Cocktails
great fun.
served?
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. Lots of
welcome.
drinks. That's when I finally drink, so I don't dry up my voice anymore. I can't drink until cocktails, but
the rest of you can start drinking right away. We have a long day ahead of us, so why not
Right.
kick it off with a Bloody Mary, and then it's going to be a great day. Thank you so much for having me back.
Thank you, Cat.
All right.
Let's give Cat Greanleaf a great hand.